When you're staking, you got nothing to lose. Y'all know what time it is. Let's hop into today's daily analysis. Empire, what is going on? A huge shout out to the whole DTA army. So, what's actually crazy is as I was making my original post on the AMP token subreddit, price action actually shot up a little crazy. So, looking at today's daily chart, we have some interesting things happening. So, the huge bull flag that we spotted from our original run up from this massive impulse is actually being respected pretty well, right? We have a total of one, two, three, four, five touches on the bull flag's support line, and a total of one, two, three, and you could even count this as four. Four touches on the bull flag's resistance line, right? And anytime we have markets respecting market structures like this, the odds of price action falling out of the market structure or invalidating the market structure is slim to none, right? So in my personal opinion, I think that this is a great thing, and I'm not worried about this breaking down. The only concern or the only thing that I am watching is the price action of Bitcoin. But I think another interesting thing when we look at the volume for the daily is that it's been decreasing, right? And anytime we have decreasing volume like this coming down to, again, the apex, because when we look at TAs or when we mark up our technical analysis, we want to look for market structures, we want to look for market patterns. And triangles are the one thing that gives us an indicator of when things are coming to an end and when things could possibly go back to its original trend. So we've been pulling back. We all know that. But looking at the volume, it looks like we kind of have a triangle here as well, right? And if we use our cursor, August 6th will bring us to the end of this decreasing volume, right? And normally when that happens, that lets us know that, after this date or when volume is done pulling back or decreasing, then we will get back to our original trend. And we know that, excuse me, and we know that our original trend is, trending upwards, right? That's where we had this first massive impulse, right? So I think that this is a good key indicator of what could possibly happen this week. And also to note that we are sitting right above our line where we know that, bull presence has been around. I did edit this and I put bull presence flipped resistance earlier this morning because we were sitting below it slightly. But, times have changed a little bit since I made my original post on Reddit, and price action shot up above it. So I'm going to just leave that at bull presence until we actually confirm that, we are staying above it or we're going below it, which I don't think we are. So that's what we have going on the daily chart. Now let's look at the 4 hour. And 4 hours is pretty interesting also because again, yesterday we said that, when market structures break, like we have here with the bullish pennant, then normally a retest is bound to happen. And we've actually started our retest today, right? So we called that out using this arrow, right? And the one thing that we do want to do is, we want to get above this line where we know bull presence is, right? Because we fell below it just briefly. So as long as we can stay above it, that will be good. And our next stop will be getting to the 0.064 or 0.065 mark, which will bring us right back to the support levels of the bullish pennant market structure, right? So if we look at the 1 hour chart, we can actually see this a little bit more in detail. We can see how our retest is going, right? So an hour ago, we, pushed past it. So we got above where we fell below and where we know that, bull presence existed. And right now, today's hourly candle just started 3 minutes ago. we are still sitting above it, currently at the 0.064 mark. So I think that as long as we can hold above this, we'll be good. And as you can see, we tried to get to the 0.065 level, and this long wick right here at the top of the candle, right? It just pushed us down. That is what you call selling pressure. We know that we can expect some selling pressure as we get closer to the support line of the bullish pennant market structure. So, those are two levels that we have to really keep an eye out on. But, again, we do have a market leader who is correlated to, AMP right now. And that is the one and only, the king, Bitcoin. So let's take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin, see what's happening. Now, looking at Bitcoin on the daily, again, we have this huge bull flag. It looks very similar to AMP's chart. And we have this, market structure that's also being respected. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on a support line of the bull flag, and 1, 2, 3, 4 respectable touches on the bull flag's resistance line, right? We also are staying right at the fib 38, right? Since this pullback started to happen. Price action really hasn't moved with Bitcoin over the last 24 hours, which is pretty significant, right? And the story behind that, just understanding the psychology of candlesticks, is basically saying that the bears don't have enough selling pressure to push price action down further. The bulls are holding strong, right? And if you look at the 4-hour, we can actually see a little bit more in detail what's going on, right? So here we have a whole bunch of selling pressure, right? This is our pullback. This is where people took profits, and we started to see this volume decreasing, right? The candle sizes of the bear started to get smaller and smaller, and now we have bull presence, right? So it looks like we found our support at the fib 38, and we have this huge bullish candle appearing, right? Letting us know that bull presence is here. Now, I think that we can continue to, move sideways for a little bit, and that will give us enough momentum to, go up to retest the 42K range. As long as, Bitcoin continues to move in a healthy way, which means not going up too fast, then we are bound to, retest the 42K range, possibly in the next 42 hours or so, right? And in addition to that, we know that Ethereum is also upgrading really, really, really soon, right? Now, that could be the catalyst that the entire cryptocurrency market needs in order to take Bitcoin over the 42K mark, or maybe not, right? We may have to wait until November when, Bitcoin gets its core upgrade before we, move past the 42K mark. But, time will tell. And the one thing I do want to say, through all this, volatility in the market, if you're not staking you or dollar cost averaging, you could potentially be missing out on an opportunity to get things and accumulate AMP or Bitcoin while prices are still low. So, I would highly recommend taking advantage of this, and also, just start to think about things over the next 10 years, right? Like, where will this market be? Where will the entire global economy be, right? Who will be using cryptocurrency? Which global businesses will be utilizing crypto, and which ones will provide the most value, right? All things to think about in the long term, not the short term. Short term, the market volatility, that's pretty natural. Adoption takes time, and it's always going to be criticism that comes with it. But after we get past that, long term, where are we going? So that's all I have for y'all today. And if you like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until tomorrow, DTA is.